to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm so glad you've joined us. Today is day 29 of our 30-day Reset and Renew series. Welcome kindness and self-love into your practice as we focus on poses that embrace self-acceptance and self-love on a deeper level. This class launched 3 years ago. Let's experience our chair yoga practice as a community together. Hello and welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm so glad you've joined us today. Check out the Bottoms Down YouTube channel homepage for easy access to videos about the body area you want to work on, or the amount of time you have for your yoga practice today, or if you want to stay seated or stand more. And if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. Don't forget, it's free, and we'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment. Now, in today's practice, we'll explore poses for self-care. You'll need a chair and a block for today's class. Now, if you don't have a yoga block, you can substitute a large book or just do the class without it. And let's get started. So we're going to move forward in our chair and take just a moment to ground our feet to the earth and our sits bones to the chair. Okay, so feeling that connection. Let's flip our palms up towards the ceiling. We're going to close our eyes and we're going to connect to our breath. So just feel your natural inhalation and exhalation. Let's go ahead and elongate the breath. So we're inhaling a little more deeply and exhaling a little more completely. Now we're going to move that breath down into the diaphragm. So as you inhale, we're going to fill the lungs from the bottom up, so the belly will extend. And as we exhale, we're going to pull that belly button in towards the spine and actively push the air up and out of the lungs. So do that a couple more times. And breathe normally. We're going to inhale to 4 counts and exhale to 5, continuing with that diaphragmatic breath. Something like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intentions for today's practice. One more breath. Bring your hands back down to your thighs and open your eyes. We're just going to look over towards the right. And we're going to look center. And we're going to look over to the left. And center. Let's do that one more time. Looking, maybe you look just a little bit further, taking that gaze a little further over the shoulders, and center we go, and let's go the other side. And face center. Very good. We're going to move into mountain pose. So we're going to start with our hands down by our side. Fingers are wide. Now we're going to move into those goalpost arms, squeezing those shoulder blades back behind. Let's extend our hands up towards the ceiling. Make sure your shoulders stay down, your belly stays tight. Now, with my right hand, I'm going to grab that left wrist and I'm going to extend it up towards the ceiling. And then I'm going to lean. So as I'm leaning, I'm thinking about keeping this side down. So I want this hip on the floor, on the chair, and this foot on the floor. So kind of like, remember when we grounded at the beginning of class? So we kind of have that feeling of connection to the earth. All right, let's come up, and then we're going to switch. So I'm going to grab the other wrist, and I'm going to lean. So I'm maintaining that extent, that belly super tight as I extend through that side, feeling that stretch. One more breath. Let's bring those hands up and bring the hands down to your lap. Okay, very good. All right, so we're going to twist now, just a little seated twist. So I'm going to take my left leg and I'm going to cross it over my right. Okay, so, and if that really doesn't feel good for you, it's okay. You can just stay here. It's fine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the hand that's on the top, that my leg is on top, that same hand, I'm going to bring it on the inside of that thigh. Okay. Now my other hand is going to go back onto the chair. I'm going to lengthen nice and long through the spine, so crown of the head to the ceiling. I'm going to pull this shoulder back, and then I'm going to turn and I'm going to look over that shoulder. So I'm just hanging out here and breathing. One more breath. Let's go ahead and face center. And then I'm going to go the other way. So the same leg is crossed. I'm going to take the hand on the outside of the knee, opposite hand back to the chair. Lengthen through the spine, pull the shoulder back, turn and look. One more breath and release. Now we're going to switch legs, okay? So now this leg is on top. Doesn't matter which, just switch. It's fine. All right? Hand is going to go on the outside of that thigh or that knee. Opposite hand is going to come back by the chair. So the important thing is extending nice and long through the spine, pull the shoulder back, turn and look. Let's release that, and then we're going to go the other way. So this hand is going to go on the outside of the leg, opposite hand back by the chair, lengthen, pull that shoulder back, turn and look. One more breath here. Go ahead and face forward, unravel your legs, and let's grab a sip of water. We're going to come to standing on the right side of our chair. And let's face the seat of our chair. And if you have that block, let's go ahead and grab it and place it in the seat of the chair. If you don't have it, don't worry. You'll just use the chair. It'll be fine. Okay, so we're going to do a forward fold. So I want you to take just a little step back, and I want those feet to be nice hip distance apart. We're going to begin to hinge right here at the hips, and then into our forward fold. I'm going to turn my block this way. We're going to place our hands onto that block. Bring the weight forward. Now, just simply begin to bend your elbows and see if you can get a little deeper into that forward fold. Whatever works for you. This one is all about, how your back and how your hamstrings feel, okay? So it's fine. Okay, we're going to tuck our chin. Let's go ahead and bend those knees pretty generously and roll back up into a standing position. Okay, so the idea here is we're going to kind of build, and if that feels okay, I want you to place your block on the floor. Now, we're going to hinge forward, same idea, and then our hands are going to go into the seat of the chair, and then see if you can come down any deeper. Your choice. If it's okay, we're going to bring our hands to the block and let our heart sink a little deeper. And if it's okay, you're going to move that block down to the next level and sink a little deeper. And if it's okay, you're going to move that block even more closer to the floor and sink a little deeper. So again, my legs are staying straight. I'm not bending my knees. I'm letting the back stretch here. We just have one more breath, and you know where we're headed. If you want to go all the way to the floor, my chair is in my way. I want to move back just a little bit. Then you can go all the way to the floor. Just a choice, right? Absolutely 100% your choice. Okay, Let's everybody bend their knees, grab that chair, and roll it up nice and slow. Super gentle here, right? You might get dizzy because we had our head down pretty low. Okay, so how did that feel? Checking in. So we're going to do that just one more time. And then what we'll do at the very end is we're going to take our hands off of the block or off of the floor, and we're going to grab our elbows. And that's called ragdoll, if it feels okay. And that's just really a good way to stretch the back, but only if it feels okay for you. All right, so we're going to do the same idea. So let's go ahead and start with but what we'll do is we'll just take our steps down and down and down. All right, so let's start with our hands on that block. Okay, so we're going to hinge forward, nice and long spine, keep the back flat. Place your hands in on the block. Now, if you want a little bit more, you're going to just simply place the block on the mat, and you're going to let yourself come forward a little bit further with your hands in the seat of the chair, okay? So you see kind of what I'm doing there? Now, if you want a little bit more, I'm going to have to move back a smidge because my head's going to hit the chair. So we're going to come down a little bit further, hands on that block. Now I'm going to move the block to where it's a little bit closer to the floor. And I'm going to move the block where it's a little bit closer to the floor. Oh boy. Then I'm going to set my block aside and I'm going to bring my hands to the mat. Okay, if it feels okay for you, what you're going to do now is take your hands off of the floor and grab your elbows. And this is called rag doll. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Drop your hands to the mat. Are we ready? Bend the knees. Grab that chair, nice and gentle and slow. Roll it up into a standing position. Hold onto that chair and make sure you're not dizzy. Okay. So very, very good there. Now, take your block and place it into the seat of the chair. Again, don't worry if you don't have a block. It's fine. So now we're going to move into a straddle forward fold. So we're going to take our feet a little bit wider than the legs of the chair, and I want your toes to face forward. So your heels are out, right? So the all 10 toes are pointing forward, not at a diagonal, but forward. You're going to hinge at the hips, and you're going to place your hands on the block or the seat of the chair. Begin to let that heart fall forward. So I feel pretty good right now. I'm going to take my block and set it aside, and I'm going to use the seat of my chair. Just know that you can use that block if you wish, okay? I'm going to take my hand and we'll place it right under my face, and I'm going to bend the same knee of the hand. So bending that knee, and I'm going to take that opposite arm and I'm going to rotate up. Now, I'm going to come down, I'm going to place that hand on the chair, I'm going to bend this knee, and then I'm going to rotate up. Bring that hand back down to the chair, bend that opposite knee, and rotate up. Hand comes back down to the chair, bend the opposite knee, and rotate up. We're going to do one more. Bring the hand back down, bending that knee, lifting up. Down we go. Bend that opposite knee, and lift it up. Both hands come back to the chair. We're going to heel toe those feet in together. Now bend the knees and just kind of roll up into a standing position. Very good, you guys. All right, let's have a seat. And grab a sip of water. We're going to come to standing on the right side of our chair. And you're going to hold on to that chair, and we're going to bring that right knee up. So we're going to do some knee circles. So you're going to hold on to this leg, and you're going to bring that leg out and down and up, okay? Out and down and up. Let's do that again. Out, down, and up. One more. And then we're going to reverse that. So just a down, out, and up. So it just should feel good. It's just a nice, gentle rotation into that hip joint. One more. Okay, let's put that foot down, and then we'll go to the other side. Okay, so we're going to come up, out, down, up, out, down, up, out, down. One more. Good. And then let's reverse it. So we're going out first, and then up and down. Again, that was my hip cracking, if you heard that. Okay, one more. Excellent work. Okay, so you're going to come behind your chair. Now, I'm going to just step out so you can see me a little bit better, but you're going to be right behind your chair, and you've got that for support, okay? So I'm just going to come out a little bit so you can see me better. So we're going to put our weight into the right leg, and the left ankle is going to cross right at that ankle. All right? Now, you're going to shoot your hips back. So I'm bending the supporting knee, and I'm shooting my hips back as I bend forward. Okay, you see kind of what I'm doing there? Good. All right, one more breath. And then we're going to come up, and then we're going to go to the other side. Okay, so now I'm going to cross the opposite ankle on top, bending the supporting knee, push the hips back. See what I'm doing there? I'm pushing those hips back. Can you see that? Whoops, don't fall. Push those hips back and begin to let the heart fall forward. So you kind of see what's happening here. All right. Good. And then up we go. Okay. So now that's a great version. And if you want to stick with that version, you can stick with that version. What I'm going to do is I'm going to begin to let my hands fall down the chair a little bit, right? So I'm shooting my hips back, and I'm letting my hands come down that chair just a little bit. There is additional stretch. You should be feeling it right here. Okay? Do you feel that? One more breath, and then we're going to come up, and we're going to switch to the other side, okay? So again, just kind of let your hands, you're behind the chair, so you're just letting your hands walk down the back of that chair as you shoot your hips back further and further and sink down into that pigeon. One more breath. Okay, let's all come up and release. Now, and keep doing that version. If you want the next version, instead of crossing ankle to ankle, we're going to bring that ankle up above the knee, okay? So you'll want to bend that standing knee a little bit to give yourself a place for that ankle to sit, okay? Same idea, shoot your hips back. And then as you begin to shoot your hips back, you're going to let your upper body begin to sink down. Okay, do you see that? And just whatever feels good for you. If it feels okay to let yourself, your hands walk down the back of the chair, then do so. If it's better for you to just be right up here, that's fine too. If it's better for you to be crossing at ankles, that's okay. So kind of pick the version that you like. Okay, and then we're going to come up, and we're going to go to the other side. Hang on, I got a hair that's tickling my arm. Here we go. All right, let's cross the other side. So now the other ankle is on top. push your hips back, and kind of let yourself walk down the back of that chair. You can come to the side of the chair with me if it feels better for you, right? That's absolutely fine. Okay, we're just hanging out here. We're breathing. So I'm going to tell you one thing. I have already taught 3 classes this morning. I am really open. My hips are really open. So don't think I can always do this. It just so happens that I'm pretty open right now. One more breath and up we go. Okay, so now I want you to think about grabbing your block. And, if you want to be behind the chair, that's fine. That block's just going to be sitting behind the chair. I'm just coming to the side so you can see me. All I'm doing is I'm giving myself the opportunity to bring my hands a little closer to the mat, all right, or to the floor. So let's go back to the other side. Cross ankle to ankle or ankle to knee, your version, right? Shoot your hips back. Walk your hands down the back of that chair. Maybe they're to the seat, or maybe you have that block there and your hands are on that block. How does that feel? We're breathing here. We're trying to release into those hips just a little bit. Should feel good. One more breath. All right, go ahead and come up slowly. Whew, unravel. This is it. This is the last one, I promise. So go ahead and cross your version. Remember, ankle to ankle is fine, or ankle to knee. Bend that supporting knee. Shoot those hips back. Begin to let the heart fall. Maybe the hands go to that block. Maybe they don't. Maybe they do on one side, but they don't on the other. That's also very common. One more breath here. Okay, go ahead and come up slowly. Unravel. How you feel about that one? That's good. Okay, so now we're back behind our chair again. And we're going to do a heel and a toe and a heel and a toe. So my feet are at a diagonal and my knees are going to come over those toes into goddess pose. So, this is as deep as you want it to go. I would like for you to try to bend those knees some and try to deepen into that goddess pose if that feels okay. All right, if it feels all right, we're going to let go of the chair and we're going to bring our left hand to our belly and our right hand to our heart. I think I'm opposite. It doesn't matter. One hand to heart, one hand to belly. Doesn't matter. One more breath here. All right, hold on to the chair, straighten the legs. Take just a moment. Now we're going to do that again, and then we're going to place the other hand. So it's the opposite, right? So whichever hand you had, just switch it up. Doesn't matter. All right, are we ready? Let's first of all come down into those goddess legs. So knees are tracking right over those toes. See, can you get any deeper, right? Okay, now switch which hand is on the heart and which hand's on the belly. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. One more. Inhale and exhale. Bring your hands to the chair. Go ahead and come up and let's bring those feet together. Take just a little break. Go and do that just one more time, okay? All right, so here we go. Just do a heel and a toe and a heel and a toe. So now knees are tracking right at those toes. I want to bend my knees and come into that goddess leg. So notice that those knees need to be behind the toes and the knees need to stay open. So if you're feeling like your knees are trying to close in, just bring your feet together a little bit more so that those knees can stay open, okay? Now, if it doesn't feel good for you to let go of the chair, you're just going to hold the chair. But if it's okay with you, you're going to deepen that squat And bring the hands to your belly and the other hand to your heart. Feel it and breathe. One more breath. See if you can stay in the squat. Switch which hand is on the belly, which hand's on the heart. Breathe in. One more. In and out. Hands on the chair. Straighten those legs. Oh, right. Heel toe back together. That's excellent work. Very, very good. Now, we're going to stay behind our chair, and this is thread the needle. But I want you to take a couple of steps back so that your arms are really long. So my fingertips are touching, but my arms are nice and long. Pull that belly in, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to rotate up towards the ceiling. Then I'm going to take that hand and I'm going to bring it underneath the extended arm and I'm going to rotate through. So it's kind of like stacking the ribs the other way. Now I'm going to bring that hand up. So now I've got my ribs are stacking, hand to the ceiling. Now my hand's going to swing through, palm is facing up, and now my ribs are stacking the other way. And let's do that one more time. Up we go. Bring it through. One more breath here. Bring that hand to the chair and take a break. Did you feel that? Woo, that was quite a bit of work right through those oblique muscles and a nice little stretch. Okay, we're going to do that on the other side. So here we go. Hands are on that chair. Now we're going to do the other side. So we're going to come up first. And then we're going to bring that hand through and lift it up. There you go. Good. Let's do that again. Open that up. Up it goes to the ceiling. I'm looking up. Bring it through. And twist. One more. Open it up. Bring it through. Twist. And release. Very, very good. Okay. So now we're going to move into a triangle pose, a standing triangle, and we're going to use our block. So let's start just having our block in the seat of the chair. And again, don't worry if you don't have a block. So we're going to face the right side of our chair. The leg next to the back of the chair goes under, that foot goes under the chair. Bring that opposite foot back, 45-degree angle. Hips are forward, okay? Let's bend that front knee first and come into a warrior one. All right, so here we are in that beautiful warrior one. Our abdominals are super tight. Now we're going to windmill around to a warrior two facing me, okay? Good. Now we're going to straighten this front leg. And we're going to bring the upper body like over the chair. We're going to bring it over the chair. And over the chair, now you're going to place that hand on the block in the chair. And if you don't have a block, then it's just going to be in the seat of the chair. Okay? Either is fine. All is good. So we're trying to straighten, keep this leg straight, try to relax this glute, open it up nice and open into our triangle pose. We have one more breath. Bend the front knee, press up into warrior two, and release. Okay, very good. So let's go to the other side, and then we'll add on. So let's go to the other side first. Put your foot under the chair. Opposite foot steps back, 45-degree angle for that foot. Bring the hips forward, bend the front knee, okay? Okay, so hands to heart. Let's come up to warrior one. Belly tight, shoulders down out of the ears. Let's move to that warrior two. Now we're going to straighten this front leg. The upper body is going to come over that chair. So notice how my upper body is separate from my lower body, right? Upper body over the chair. And then just try one more time, just as much as it'll go. Then place that hand down. Maybe it sits on that block. Open up through that chest. Are you feeling that inner thigh stretch? One more breath. All right, bend the front knee, back to warrior two, and step out of it. Okay, so now if you want a little bit more, what we're going to do is we're going to place that block down on the floor in that number one position. So you can see already, my hands now is going to go from here to here. So it's going to be quite a bit more stretch on that inner thigh. So just pick what, if that doesn't work for you, don't do it. It's fine. Okay, so we're going to face our chair. Our foot is under this chair. Step back. Hips are forward. Bend the front knee. Okay, hands to heart. All right, are we ready? We're going to take a deep breath in. On an exhale, our fingertips are going to go to the ceiling. Now, we're going to twist around to that warrior two. We're going to straighten our front leg. Upper body comes over the chair. Over the chair. Over the chair. Now, instead of the hand going into the chair, it's going to reach down and grab that block. Make sure that heart stays open so we're not letting ourselves collapse. We're lifting up. How's that feel? Okay, so bend the knee, grab the block in your hand, and now we're going to move it to the outside of that foot. Ha! Straighten that leg. Now we're in triangle pose with the block on the outside of that leg. How's that feel? Pretty intense, right? Chest is open. One more breath. Bend the knee. Press up into that warrior two. And release. Is that too much? Don't do it if it's too much. We have to do the other side though. Here we go. So you want that block on the inside of that foot to begin with. Step it back. Hips are forward. Hands at heart. All right, bend that front knee. Are we ready? Inhale here. Exhale, hands to the ceiling. There's our beautiful warrior one. Ha! Let's move to that warrior two. Now we're going to straighten that leg. Upper body over the chair. Upper body over the chair. And it just won't go any further. Then we're going to let that hand come down, maybe to the chair or maybe to the block. How does that feel? I know, it's pretty intense, isn't it? So try to relax this back, this glute over here. Try to keep that chest open. Do you want to try moving the block to the outer edge of that foot instead of the inside of that foot? You feel even more stretch here? I do. Oh, one more breath. All right, bend that front knee. Press up into warrior two. And release. That was so good, you guys. That was so good. Let's have a seat. And grab a sip of water. We're going to heel toe our feet just a little bit wide here. And then let your knees fall together. So whatever, however wide those feet feel good to you so that you can bring those knees together. Bring those arms out, palms facing forward. Right arm on top. We're going to cross over and hug ourselves. Let your head fall. And you're just kind of looking down at your arms, down at your lap. Make sure you're not holding the head up. Just let the head fall. One more breath. Okay, lift the heart up. Open up those arms. Take the knees wide. Now, we're going to bring those knees together. The other arm is going to be on top. Hug yourself. Let the head fall. Tuck the chin, looking down. Don't hold your head up. One more breath here. Lift up. Release. Bring the knees out. And then heel toe those feet back together. How'd that feel? I like that one too. So we're going to grab our block. Don't worry if you don't have a block, it's fine. And we're going to place it between our feet. So I've got it in the number 2 position on its end. Okay, so up on its end and wide. Great. Place your hands behind your head, elbows are wide, and squeeze your shoulder blades back behind you. Think about having those feet grounded to the earth. Okay, so remember how we did that at the beginning? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to bring those elbows forward, pull the belly in, and then I want you to release the hands and put the forearms on the thighs, but the palms are facing down. So you kind of, it's a seated child's pose. So we just have one more breath here. Now we're going to lift up. We're going to bring those hands back behind. We're going to do that one more time. Squeeze your shoulder blades back behind. Elbows are nice and wide. Feet are on the earth. Pull the belly in. We're going to release into that seated child's pose. My arms are resting on my thighs. Palms are facing down. Let yourself just hang out here. Head is falling. It's a rest position. One more breath. And up we go. Okay. So if it feels okay, you can keep doing that version. But if it feels okay, instead of coming down here, we're going to bring our hands to the block and we're going to let ourselves hang out in between our legs. So your kind of your belly is going to be hanging out between your legs and your hands are on the block. And or you can still have the arms on the thighs. Hands behind the head, elbows wide, squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Release into that seated child's pose. Maybe the hands come to the block. Let the head fall. One more breath. Pull the belly in. Come back up. Hands behind the head. Elbows wide. Squeeze the shoulder blades. This is our last one. Here we go. Hinge forward. Placing those hands on the block if that feels okay. Child's pose. One more breath. And we're going to roll that up into a seated position. Very good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab that block in that left hand. Okay, arms are at goalpost arms. Now my feet are on the floor. My belly is tight. I'm going to bring the block across. And I'm going to grab it with my other hand, and then I'm going to open. Okay? Now, I'm going to bring the block across. I'm going to grab it with that opposite hand, and then I'm going to open. Block comes across. We're going to grab it with that hand, and we're going to open. Hand with the block comes across. Grab it with that other hand. Open. Let's do it one more time on each side. We've got this. So a little twisting action right at the ribs, right? You feel it? And the other side. Grab that block and open. Very, very good. Okay, release. I'm just going to set my block under my chair, get it out of my way. We're going to take our right knee and we're going to open it up. And we're going to let that left knee fall down towards the floor. Push that foot back, crescent lunge. Open up your arms, and you're going to cross one arm on top of the other and give yourself a hug in your crescent lunge. Release the knee, open the arms up, and then we're going to hug ourselves with the opposite arm on top, pressing that kneecap up towards the ceiling, the back of the kneecap up towards the ceiling. Open it up, release that knee, hand comes down, and let's face forward. Now this leg, we're going to cross on top of the opposite leg for a little seated pigeon. Okay, so just hang out here for a moment. So a little stretch into that hip and glute. If you want a little more, lengthen through the spine and let the heart fall forward. You don't have to, right? You may not need any more. I know, right? Such a great stretch, though. And up we go. Okay, let's release that. Now we're going to take this knee and we're going to open it up. Let the opposite leg fall down. Push the foot back, lift the heart. Open up. Cross one arm on top, doesn't matter which one. Hug yourself. Open it up. Let that knee fall down. Now we're going to cross with the opposite arm on top. Press the back of the kneecap to the ceiling. Hug yourself. Open back up. Bring the hands down. Face forward. We're going to cross that ankle on top of that knee. We're going to hang out here for just a couple of breaths. Okay, if you want a little more, you're going to lengthen and then hinge forward. One more breath. All right, up we go. Sit back in your chair. Place your hands lightly on your thighs. Flip your palms up to the ceiling, Shavasana pose. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a full, complete, cleansing breath out.
Meaningful impact. Let yourself be amazed at the reality that presents itself to you moment after moment. Allow yourself to be filled with awe at the countless possibilities that continually interact to give birth to even more. Be humbled and endlessly grateful that you'll always have something new to discover. Open yourself to the learning, the discovery, the experience, and the good work you can do with it all. Realize how pointless it is to get bogged down in the noisy trivialities that swirl around you. Understand the opportunity that's always yours to make a meaningful and positive impact on reality. Draw encouragement from considering how far you've come. Find inspiration in contemplating all the good things that have ever been done. Mix in a good measure of confidence and hope, along with some skill, energy, effort, and wisdom. Then apply it all to the ever-expanding universe of possibilities in which you're immersed. Right now, you find yourself within an amazing reality. Here is your chance to offer your own meaningful impact, to make it more amazing than ever before.
Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Let your right ear fall towards your right shoulder. Reach up with the right hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that left hand down towards the floor. Release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. Reach up with your hands. Give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Let your left ear fall towards your left shoulder. Reach up with the left hand. Give the head a gentle tug, pressing that right hand down towards the floor. Release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. I really appreciate it. Don't forget, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment, and I will see you next time.